What's up, El Paso? Welcome back to this week's episode of Annie's Adventures. I have some awesome friends here today I cannot wait to introduce you to. We got some great events, and if you're interested in a different career opportunity, this might be the show for you. It's a little dark in here, but nobody cares what I look like. Let's get this camera turned around and introduce you to my friends, okay? All right, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Thank you so much for joining me. I have Hector with Nova Career Institute. I have Jono with Borderline Brews. And of course, I have Adam with Teatro Neplanta. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I can't wait to dig in and see what you guys have going. Just so you guys know, we're going to go around, do a deep dive into each business or event. And then also I'm going to ask them what type of marketing do they do, and do they have any tips or advice for business owners or event planners out there, so that way we can all benefit from that information as well. So let's go on and start with Hector. All right, Hector. So you're with Nova Career Institute.
I am.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Heck yes. So you guys are brand new to the scene, yeah?
We've been trying to get this school started for a little bit over a year. There's a lot of red tape that comes along with it, but it is a family-owned business. So I've been in education for like 23 years, and they reached out to me. We're finally open. We opened up about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And new classes start every 5 weeks, so we're just now getting started.
Excellent. And I went, I got a tour and everything. Super cool. It's there on the east side, right in the hot spot where everything's happening now. So much growth is happening out there.
A lot of growth out there. We're at 8720 Gateway East, between Lee Trevino and Zaragoza.
Okay, perfect. Now tell me, what do you guys specialize at Nova Career Institute? Like, if you're interested in what fields, how can you help them? How long does it take? I know you guys even have financial options and things like that. So
Absolutely.
Tell me everything.
Yeah. So right now we're starting off with the medical field. I am the medical program director, and we're starting with medical assisting or assistance, which is a 9-month course. We also have medical billing and coding, which very popular. You can work from home and whatnot. Also 9 months. And we have a really quick 3-week program for phlebotomy to draw blood.
Oh my God.
And that one's really popular right now. People get their career started within 3 weeks. So that's what we're doing.
Wow.
And we do have financial assistance and financial options as far as financing for the programs themselves right now. They can get all the information calling the school at 222-8187.
Perfect.
And 915, of course.
And how do they follow you on social media?
They can follow us as at Nova Career Institute. We are at Nova Career Institute, and also on Instagram.
Perfect. And all these classes are in person, correct?
They all are in person. We don't have online classes as of yet. We will maybe in the future, and we'll add other programs in the future as well. But for now, everything's person to person, which is better. We have smaller classes.
Right, and more individualized attention to each student, which is really cool. And like you said, it's 9 months, pretty intensive.
It's pretty intensive, 9 months, and one thing I do want to mention is that we do have career services, of course, that helps you not only find a job after the program is done, but we also help you with your curriculum as far as your resume, mock interview, so that you can feel a lot more comfortable for that as well.
Ready to go, right?
We prepare you from beginning to end.
That's beautiful. And so you're building that community there. They have somebody there to help hold their hand. They're not just going it alone, right?
Exactly. And also to finish that off, also we are a testing center, so we are affiliated with NHA. So you won't have to go anywhere to get certified. You can get it right there, right with us. We're a certified testing center as well.
One-stop shop,
That's
right
it.
there
That's
on the
what
east side. I love it. So is there anything else that you want to mention? Do you have anything coming up that we want to go on and get the information out to the public?
Classes start every 5 weeks. As a matter of fact, we have a new class starting November 4th.
That's right.
You can still register within that first week of classes starting. But some people don't want to get anything started before the holidays, but it's actually the best time to get started because, again, with the smaller classes, you get more attention, learn better, and you get a head start, in the new year.
That's right?
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
Everybody waits for the new year, new me, but there's no better time than the present.
Yeah. So that way that new me can start in a new job right off the bat, right? So, what do you have there?
We just have flyers, we do have flyers. We're passing them out all throughout town. We're active on social media, of course, TikTok as well. Just giving you all the information necessary. We are going to be leaving some here in the studio and passing them around town. But we just want to get the word out, because we're a new school, so it's important that the community knows about us because that's going to
100%.
improve, of course, everybody's lifestyle.
Yes, and our economy, right? Or not economy, our community.
Community.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How again can they follow you? And do you need anything from the public? Are you looking for anything right now?
We're not looking for anything except volunteers for phlebotomy program, and we're looking for people to call and get signed up. Really, right now, like I said, classes start every 5 weeks. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook as Nova_Career_Institute, Nova Career Institute, and just get all the information there online. If not, call the school, and one of the admissions reps can get you all the information you need.
Excellent. So can you tell me what type of marketing do you guys do, and do you have any tips or advice for businesses out there?
The marketing we're doing right now is pretty much everything. We've been on Televisa. We've done a couple of commercials on Televisa. We've had mock interviews there at the school that are also used as commercials. We're just branding out. We're reaching out to the radio stations. I know we did some on Latinx. In this particular type of industry, you got to reach out to every genre, every single possible person out there. There's no particular person that you want to reach. You pretty much want to reach the whole community, And as far as reaching out and starting anything, especially with events or anything else, I always have a golden rule. How do you earn people's business? You ask for it.
There you go.
Simple as that. You just ask for it. So I do promotions on the side. So if you guys do want, maybe you can have me back as a guest and we'll discuss that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
Yeah. I do concerts and events as well. But now today I'm here representing Nova Career Institute. So guys, right now. All we need is for you guys to call and even get information. You don't have to sign on the spot, but please call, get the information, give it to your loved ones. Let them know that we're there on the east side. And it's a new school.
They're there for you.
Yes.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Did I ask you? Well, you said how do we get the business? I was going to ask you if you have any tips or advice.
You just ask for the business.
Yeah.
Ask for the business. Sign up, and there's no better time than the present. Have a dream, imagine it, and then manifest it. Just walk through the door when it opens. Because a lot of the times the door opens for us, then we don't walk through. Doors opens for us all the time.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Awesome.
Thank you
so
for having
much.
me.
I appreciate you, Hector. All right, what's up, Jono?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Of course, thanks for the invite.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this right.
You're good.
Oh my god. Okay, bear with me. All right, so I met you working at Flicks. You're one of the brewers there.
I'm the only brewer.
The only brewer, the man.
The only brewer at the El Paso location.
Oh, I love it.
On site.
I love it. And I gotta tell you, I met you through Dead Beach. And
Yeah.
I really just admire the brewery, all the brewers and breweries here in El Paso.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's kind of got to be the same across the board for that kind of industry, but you guys all love each other and you guys all support each other, lift each other up. There's a piece of the pie for everybody.
I think
and
you
get
spoke
that
about
vibe
it
there.
earlier. It takes a village.
Yes.
So it really does. I like that theme.
Yeah.
Where it does take a village to support each other in our endeavors and everything like that. And what's really cool is El Paso is really starting on this brewery cusp.
Yes.
And to have all of us together that have been brewing together since home brewers and all of that, I think it really is that new, all right, guys, now we just got to support each other on a larger level now.
Yes, exactly. Move bigger mountains together, right?
Exactly.
Well, that being said, you're here today to talk about a really cool event happening, this weekend?
This weekend,
Oh my gosh.
Dia de la Cerveza, so it happens every
Did you see Adam's face? He said hello.
every first Saturday of November and every first Saturday of May, the Borderline Brewers host a event, and it is a BJCP accredited event. What is a BJCP accredited event? Brewer Judges Certified Program event. So these judges that are certified to judge beers come out and they judge these homebrewer beers and giving them the best notes that they can give them. That way these homebrewers become better to hopefully have a job at a brewery later on in the future. We've been doing this for the past 15 years, I would say. Yeah.
Jimmy Crickets. I didn't know it was sorry. I'm just
Yeah,
I just barely found out about this when I went to the Rhino. It was
Isn't
the other
that
week.
wild how big El Paso is?
Jimmy, wow.
So Yeah, and it seems like everybody else that is having events that day is also finding out.
Oh my
we're
gosh,
around.
yes. It's a busy weekend,
It
but that's
is.
just more fun. More
Exactly. A lot more to do for El Paso.
that, and I'm telling you, it doesn't take more than 15 minutes, more or less, to get to the other side of town. Like,
Exactly.
chill out.
So,
West
it's
Siders
not
can
that
go to
hard.
the east side. East side can
Easily.
go to the west side. We can all get along.
Mm-hmm.
All
Totally.
right. So where's this event at?
All right. So this is my little spiel here. It's at my mom's house.
I love this.
There's a main reason for that. It's just because I didn't want to have to deal with a lot of permits or anything like that. All the beer is donated, so there's not a legality basis of like, hey, you're selling beer. It's like, no.
That being said, how much is it to get in?
It's free.
What?
Yeah, free event.
Everybody's here saying,
We
what?
better get you.
Where are you guys going to be this weekend? I'm just wondering.
We have a free event twice a year.
At
and
mom's
this is
house.
at my mom's house and my pop's house.
That's awesome.
This is just to really focus on two things. Well, I guess three things, but I'll keep it two: the local brew scene and the local vendor scene. These
okay.
people are working their asses off to
Yeah, you're
create
right.
something, whether it's something you wear or something you drink or something you look at art-wise. These people are all trying their best, and really, I find it funny that people are looking for vendor fees or trying to get this or that, make money off of people that are trying to make money.
Right.
And it's just like, hey man, like, I don't want to do that. I know the hustle. I know the struggle. So at the end of the day, I was like, how do I give back to every brewery, every home brewer, everybody that's helped me on my endeavor? So this was the event that I wanted to start. And 15, 14 years ago, I was like, Mom, Dad, can I have a whole bunch of my friends over and we make beer? And my mom and dad were like, are we going to have beer? Like, yeah.
So you're
And then-
saying there's beer.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah. And so it was just like that. And we started this thing, and we started this group. Well, not us, but this group has been around since before I even existed.
Really?
Borderline Brewers. And so Borderline Brewers was big in the 80s, kind of died out in the 90s, and then in the early, 2009 was a resurgence, kind of. And then after that, that's when my homie Victor was like, hey, I can't do this anymore. Do you want to be in charge? And I was like, sure. And I was, I was wanting to learn more, do more for the homebrew community, for the brewing community, because back in that time, there was no breweries until 2011 was Sun, I think. Most had died out. And
I didn't know we had a brewery scene
yeah,
before.
we used to have a not Sun, it was Sunset Pizzeria.
Yeah.
Jackson's. And
Jackson's,
then
you're right.
There was another one, I think, and then which was way back in the day. But all of that is basically, there's a want for local craft beer here, and we can see it now even more so. And so you were asking earlier, is there something that I'm asking the public to do? Is to go out and support your local brewery. There's a big disconnect between brewery and bar. And I would like people to learn that. I would like them to educate themselves on what is a brewery.
It's a very different crowd.
Versus a bar.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving your kid inside the car at the bar, you can bring these kids inside the brewery. You know what I mean? With you. So, it's a horrible thing to bring up, but I mean it's the lack of education. I would want to say that, hey, it's not frowned upon if you drink, but do it in the right way and do it
responsibly
and all of that. So there's a huge education on beer, just alone on beer, that is missing here in El Paso, and that's what I really would like to fill in, just education-wise, is like, this is what a lager is. This is what your 18% Imperial Stout.
Yeah,
that you like
I
to
don't know
have
what
5
any
of
of that
those,
means. Yeah.
And it's just like, so I want all of that. I want the education. I want the support, and I just want more for the city of El Paso, because at the end of the day, this is something we all really do enjoy. And I've gone to places like the Czech Republic, which is the highest drinking capita per whatever, and they're lovely people. They're amazing, and they support, and they're going to these places that are brew pubs that have been around for centuries versus a bar, And so there's a lot of history and a lot of beer to be had here in El Paso alone. Especially like if you go to the Border Patrol Museum and stuff like that, there's even vessels that they found that were from like 1200 BC or something. Yeah, that were used for fermenting. They have mills that they would grind corn just to extract that sugar and starch. So there's a lot that we have to offer here, and I realized that. So I always wanted to bring in a competition that really focused on the creativity between borders and Tri-Cities. So that's what I was looking for.
I love it. So is this a 1 day or 2 day event? How long
It's
is
a
it?
1 day event. It's always 11 to 6 every first Saturday of May and every first Saturday of November. But like I said, it is a BJCP certified event or accredited event. So if you are a local home brewer, you can bring in your beer or send your beers in with a fee. Because we do have to give back to these judges that do. But that is a separate event where these judges come in, judge the beers, give the results, and say, okay, this is what you need to work on. And we give those back to the home brewers. And that's what they're paying for. They're really paying for the feedback. It's not
like a critique on how to make it better.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like you enter a soup competition, and these judges are like, who am I? I don't know a lot of judges.
Yeah.
It's the guy that yells. But imagine, Gordon Ramsay. Imagine getting like food critiques from Gordon Ramsay, and you're like, this is how I make a better pasta or something. So it's really these guys that have been doing it for years. They have the certifications and everything to be able to give you the feedback. And so that's really what I wanted to do, is just give back to the home brewers and everybody. And just kind of have it better than what I had growing up.
Sure.
There's always that one thing where it's like, find something better than you found it, kind of deal. So that's essentially what I'm trying to do, is just make sure that other home brewers and brewers alike have a better home to come home to. Especially when it comes to female brewers, they don't have it very easily, especially in this industry. So I would
there are, right? Craft
Rhythm and Brews houses a few. Actually, it's female owned and operated, I believe. And then, but they even have some female brewers that help out as well.
That's cool.
And so I would like to see more female brewers in the industry, especially here in El Paso.
That's awesome. So this event, it's 11 to 6 this Saturday, first Saturday of November and May. I don't want to say the one month. So it's family friendly.
Family friendly, dog friendly.
Cool.
Bring everybody out. Like I said, there's local vendors, so there's people selling Hot Wheels, people selling toys, people selling whatever they want, jewelry,
art, clothing,
all of it. And then, so that's basically when you enter, you see all of those, and then you have 3 food trucks typically. So you have Nini's Bodega, who closed down unfortunately, but they're still slanging some food and stuff. Rosie Tabas, I hope I pronounced that right.
Yum.
They're super good. They're what is it? Mediterranean, right?
Yeah.
Their butter chicken is
so
superb. And we'll have a food truck from Juarez,
cool.
Carnitas Tío Chuy. And then we'll also have panzazos come out a little later, and they are gonna come out, and they typically round us out because it's like, all right, these people are getting a little tipsy. Panzazo comes in with the pizza.
That thick, that good crust. Oh my gosh, they're so good.
And so that's what's really cool, is like this happens in the lower valley by Riverside, which Panzazos is around.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little like bump to the community and just everywhere else. So.
Yeah, it's cool to have an event there.
Yeah.
Because there's not many events in the LV.
Exactly. Almost none at all.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Except for like a kermesse.
I was gonna say like a parade or something like that.
But it's a nice event, and we what's been really cool is seeing the growth. I have a video from 2014 where we housed maybe 70 people. And now
that sounds like a lot. What do you have now?
We have about close to 600.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so there's porta potties.
What the heck?
Yeah, there's porta potties. There's everything that we do. There's local bands, local vendors, local food. So it's really grown. And you asked about marketing and things like that. And for me, I'm not a huge marketing person. I'm very like, this is what I got, and that's kind of it. But I just make sure to say that every so often. That way people know. And staying on top of it for 15 years, people do kind of learn, hey, okay, vendors text me, hey, it's May, or it's about to be May, are you going to have the event? And so, it's just staying consistent and, staying true to what you want and your beliefs and goals. So if you stay true to yourself, I feel people will see that, and the marketing will come with that because they want to help your voice. It takes a village. So, I don't really spend a lot of money on marketing because it's just everybody word of mouth. And I think I'd rather have that over anything else, especially with an event that deals with my mom's house. So, awesome. But we accept the growth, but as always, with growth, there needs to be change. And so if there's any critiques, comments, concerns about the event after you guys show up, please let us know. That way we can grow. And
always trying to be better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know if you want to say it now or, okay, what I want to know is where it's at. So if you want to tell us, or if you want to tell people where to go and find that.
Okay, so 162 Coronado Road, that's the house. It's right next to a church. Good luck finding parking. You can park at the church.
You can?
Yeah, you can park at the church. The church allows us to do that.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Right? And then basically we have Borderline, that's just one word, _Brewers _EPTX. That's our Instagram. That's Jono is mine. THATSJONO on Instagram, and then Flix Beer ELP. I'm not the home brewer. I'm the brewer there. So
awesome, perfect. So we just need people to get out there.
Get out there and
support.
Besides that, support your local breweries. And I feel like this event in itself really allows you, if you are afraid of driving or if you're afraid of like going to a brewery and spending a lot of money, come out. This event's free. The beer's free.
What?
Yeah, the beer's free. Just so you guys can all learn what we're trying to sell. There's also a really cool little. It's not a vendor spot, but it's a tent that we have called Macro Management. So they line up like 7 of your macros, so like Miller, Bud, all of that. And then you have to go, kind of like those TikTok videos where you have to like taste it, and you're like, oh, this is this.
Oh, that's
this
cool.
Is that. And then if you win, you get to, you get a shirt or something, whatever. But what's really cool is like, you start off with that, and then you go on to the world of so many different beers, and it's just like, maybe I can leave these behind.
Yeah.
And so
it's like the basic.
It's the basic. It's better to get it when it's made here in El Paso.
Yeah, support
and so you're able to go and taste almost all local breweries. You're able to taste local home brewers, and on top of that, we have a brewery from Juarez coming in and a brewery from Albuquerque coming in.
Oh wow!
And Cliff from 377 Brewing is going to probably be bringing about 18 kegs himself.
Dang.
So
get ready.
Get ready. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and letting us know.
You.
This Saturday, El Paso.
11 to 6.
That's right. At
162 Coronado Road.
Boom. Got it. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, sir. Adam with Teatro Neplanta, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah. So tell me, how did the big event go? You were just here a few weeks ago telling me about this amazing event that you were putting on, this like 24-hour
Play Festival.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was so cool to watch all your stories.
Thank you so much. No, it couldn't have been better. The festival has grown and just improved every year, and there's still things I want to improve on, but we had standing room only.
Excellent.
And we had 7 brand new plays that were written, directed, rehearsed, and produced in 24 hours.
Insane.
And we had 60 artists involved, and we have over 180 people like fill in the Legacy Delgado Borderplex, which is where we have it, which is actually the coolest. I've now decided it's the best possible place we can have it because it's a luchadora warehouse, and and there's just energy, and there's a lot of space, and it was It was very flattering. Everybody that was part of it seemed to have a really good time. There's always, with anything hard, right? Like if you train for a marathon, like when you're running, when you're at the gym, you're like, do I really enjoy this part or do I enjoy the result, right? It's funny, I talked to a lot of the participants afterwards and we all sort of agree. It's like, every year that we do this, or, there's always new people that come in and join, and there's people that move away and stuff. And so we always, new people do the event. And everybody's always like, about halfway through that Saturday, people are like, are we crazy? Like I'm tired, my mind's not working, I'm sort of hungry, I'm stressing, we're trying to do videos, we're trying to do this, we're trying to adjust lights, we're trying to do this, we're trying to learn lines. And then we do it. And I think like anything, right? Anything worth doing, it's really special. Like right away, it's very rewarding, right? Like there's a camaraderie that comes between us. Like we just accomplished that together, right? And then just like, there were some great plays this year, and I mean they always have been, and they're always different, but they were very crowd pleasing and they were very eclectic, like they always were. And like I said, it was just it was a great experience, and we thank you all so much for coming. And what was crazy was, this makes me go crazy before we have the event, but we sold only about 25% of our tickets up till like 3 days before the event.
Paso El Paso.
And then just people lined up, and then I had to hold people at the door because people still showed up, which I admire that. They're like, well, I'm here. Can you find a space for me? Which, okay, I admire that. But I had to hold to my guns, even though I was on no sleep and stuff.
Safety
and I was like,
first,
and I was like, well, one, safety, and two, once everybody who has a ticket makes it in, if there's any extra space, then we can do that, which we were able to.
How cool is that, Adam?
It was so cool. It was so cool. It was so exciting. And once again, it's just so flattering to see that like just every year, like more and more people are wanting to get involved in theater, and more people are wanting to be involved in watching the theater, right? I think, we need to teach communities that it's there. Like we need to inform people that, no, this is going on.
If they even think about the Playhouse. If they even remember that we
Right.
have a
We do,
playhouse,
and they
it's
do
have an
plays.
excellent play this weekend, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing Night of the Living Dead right now.
Yeah. And then there's even the children's playhouse, the kid where it's like kids of all
Kids and
ages.
Co. Yeah.
But those are the only two that I.
There's the Youth Opera of El Paso.
The Youth Opera
and
is
Kim.
amazing.
Yeah, Kim speaks very highly of you.
They
and
are
They're
awesome.
amazing. I'm actually directing their play.
They
in,
love you guys
February.
so much. Yes.
And they're big supporters of what we're doing. The Youth Opera of El Paso. There's also the opera.
Yeah.
They do
love
shows.
the opera.
There's a lot, and actually there's a couple companies that I'm familiar with that are just sort of in my community of artists that have been opening up this next year, this last year. So keep informed. I think there's a lot going on right now, and
that's great to see. Yeah. More. The community is getting bigger. Like you said, there's people moving in, people moving out, but it's always revolving.
Yeah.
But there's an interest here for it.
Yeah. And I think the whole city right now, it's kind of an exciting time, right? I mean, I don't think anybody enjoys the traffic. That the whole town is under construction. But I think this is a really exciting time to be in El Paso and to be, an artist right now. Speaking of which, that was our first event of each season that we do. And then we do our first production, right? And our first production wasn't until spring, and it was called The Mofo with a Hat, the full word. I'm not sure if we should cuss or not. But it was written by a guy named Stephen Adley Gurgis, and he's an incredible writer, Pulitzer Prize winning writer, Tony winner. And so we've had 1 full season, 2 full seasons, and then this is our 3rd season. And we did the 24-hour play festival, which once again was a sellout. And then this is our first production of our season. And this is actually the biggest production we've done to date. Julius Caesar, which was our last production in spring, was our biggest production, and this one has 1 more person involved. So it's actually 1 more artist. And the only reason I even actually bring that up is just because, when you're starting out and when you're building, especially like a theater company and stuff, and you're producing, and money's tight, and we're not technically a nonprofit yet, even though we're like 1 step getting there. Doing smaller shows with smaller amounts of people and stuff like that is more economical, right? And you can do some prolific theater with smaller casts. But this cast is 15 actors, I've got an assistant director, I've got 2 stage managers, I've got a crew of 5 or 6 people, I've got a costume designer, a scenic designer, which is stuff that we've incorporated. You know, I think when we first started, it was like I did 5 jobs, and then this other person did 4 jobs, and that's what we could afford. And then as we've gotten bigger and more people have shown interest, which on that note, if you're ever interested in volunteering for us or working for us, please contact me.
I was going to say, do you work with Ivan? Ivan Ooze is his name online. Oh, I got to connect.
No, I don't. Yeah, we should connect.
Fantastic.
Okay, yeah. I'm also
Costume,
very much
makeup, everything. Yeah.
very much looking for
And
collaboration.
acting, I'm sure.
Awesome,
He
awesome,
seems
yeah.
good, so.
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
I digress.
not at all, not at all. No, I'm definitely looking to work with anybody and everybody in town that wants to get involved. But yeah, so just to remind us too, Teatro Neplanta, our goal is to become a regional theater, right? And a regional / professional theater is something that exists in most cities over 500,000 people. And we've actually just never had one. We do have educational theater, which is great, and we do have community theater, which is great. And those are needed in any community. We're just missing that next regional theater. And we're not quite there yet because we can't offer the equity contracts. But once we go nonprofit, I think that's the first step, is that we're trying to offer equity contracts and we're trying to become a regional theater. And what that also does is we need educational theater because people need to learn how to do this craft. And then we need community theater so that people that have other jobs can do theater, right? But there is a world where if you live in, it doesn't have to be New York, it doesn't have to be LA or Chicago, Austin, Houston, Nashville, just any one of these cities where you can be a professional actor, right? There's regional theaters that pay you a living wage. And what that does is it gives you more time to work on your art, right? It lets an actor spend 4 to 6 hours a day. And that, I train actors to be professionals. And when I went to grad school and learned how to be professional, they told us, they were like, one of the first things you guys need to realize is you have to treat this like any other job. Like it's an 8-hour-a-day job. And unfortunately, when you don't have enough money to pay the actors what they need to live, we have to have a side hustle, and we have to be, have another job. And all the actors I've worked with are nurses and teachers and have, jobs, they're full-time jobs. And so what time do you have to learn your lines and to analyze your script and to work with everybody as much, right? And so that's what we're trying to, that's our goal with Teatro Neplanta. That's our 5-year plan, is by 5 years that we are having equity contracts, and that people that work for us can at least maybe maybe their other job is just like something very, very small.
That's the part-time.
Exactly, right? And so that's the goal, right? And so we do pride ourselves on trying to give the highest quality theater that we possibly can. I've hired professionals from in and out of El Paso, all of them being originally from El Paso, right? Like we have a couple actors coming in for this play that live in LA right now who are working actors, but they're from here. And
so cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, and that makes me really excited. But this show that we're doing, our first show this year, is written by the same writer as Mofo with a Hat, which started us off. And this play is called The Last Days of Judas Iscariot. And not that religion is bad, but I don't want anybody to think that this play, there's literally a quote on the script that says that this is not your grandmother's Bible play. It's not about the Bible or religion as much as they use the context of Judas and the characters that we know to tell basically a story and create an environment where we question what it is to remorse and redemption and guilt and shame and stuff like that. And Gerges likes to write about characters that society usually sort of forgets about or doesn't care about. And his whole thing is, he's like, I'm going to make you care about people that you've decided to sort of just dismiss as well, that's a drug addict, so they don't exist to me. It's like, no, man, they have hope and they have dreams and they have their person and stuff like that. And what better person? And I think that's why he wrote this play. He was like, Judas kind of got, he's like, what I know about Judas, he's like growing up as a Catholic, he's like, it seemed like he got kind of a raw deal. And his big question that he asks in this play is, how much of it was predetermined versus how much of it was his choice? How much do people need to be present in their own salvation? right? That Mother Teresa is literally a character in the play, and she says that. She goes, one must be a participant in one's salvation. And so this play is really tackling the questions of intelligence versus faith, whether you can have one with the other. There's this interesting quote that Gerges says where he was like, when I was in college, someone told me, you seem like you're too smart to be religious. And he looked at him, he was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, right? But then he started asking, he was like, so you think just because I have faith, like that makes me naive or something, right? But then that made him start thinking, he was like, if you have faith in something that can't be proven and then it becomes fact, do you have faith in it anymore? And so what Gerges does, and I think any good writer or any good artist does, is he asks questions. He doesn't give any answers. Like, and some people might, if they haven't been to a lot of theater or whatever, might be a little confused about that at the end of the play of being like, so what am I supposed to feel? That's up to you, right? Like, what did you take from this, right?
It's art.
Like, exactly, right? And Gerges is really good at that, of asking questions. And one of the reasons I chose, to do this play right now, and this is just based off sort of like my thoughts on society right now, is it does seem that we're having a slight sense of an epidemic of either like cancel culture or trying to find like fault in people right away, right? And it makes me question like how is our rehabilitation in the world right now? How much are we actually offering people redemption? How much are we actually offering people a chance to recant, And so I think that's an interesting thing that we can look at as a society. I also feel like, and I think the pandemic had a lot to do with this, so it's not a judgment on our society or anything like that, but I teach and I also run a company and I'm around a lot, and I've realized that at least in my time on this planet, it seems to me that there's never been a time that's been easier to sort of like give up on something or like quit or like not go into work. I teach classes and attendance is a problem. And I've been teaching for a long time and it's never been the problem it is now. I work at jobs where people just don't show up or they
I
just
hear
call
that
in.
all the time.
Yeah.
As Annie's Adventures, going and talking to businesses, hiring is impossible
Right.
for many people. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
they just don't want to come, or they want to make up their own schedules.
Right.
It's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with that, and trust me, like I know I battle with this my entire life, and I think it's a very human condition. I think it's actually, and I'm not sure if easy is the right word, but easier to sort of give up than to sort of like work harder to change, do the work, right? Which once again, one must be a participant, and and so it asks those questions. And I think it really challenges its audience to really think about these things. And like I said, it uses
thought-provoking. Yeah.
Exactly. And like I said, Gerges makes it clear. He was like, I grew up Catholic, and he goes, and I've had a very interesting relationship as a Catholic. He goes, but I believe, he goes, I'm always questioning it. I'm always sort of challenging it. And he believes that you should, like anything you care about. And he goes, but it's also for him, he goes, it's something I've committed to. He goes, it's just like I'm married. And he goes, me and my wife argue. And he goes, and so I argue with my faith sometimes. And he goes, but I think that's what you're supposed to do. And he goes, and this has just been questions that he's always asked himself. It was just being like, and so this play uses the theology and stuff like that, the biblical references, to basically set a room for us to question redemption and shame and salvation and guilt and stuff like that, and for us to be involved in that. So we're really excited to show this play right now. We have some of, in my opinion, I had over 60 people audition to be in this play with 15 actors, and so that's always really hard, but I had a plethora of so many talented people to choose from, and I think we put together the right cast and crew to put this together. It's a tough play, y'all. Like it can be very dense, and he writes a lot of words. And here's the thing for actors, like if you haven't ever acted before, some plays the characters think faster, and some plays the characters think slower. And Gerges's plays, like just like Shakespeare sort of wrote, he says, he's like, you don't have to really think about what you just like say the words will do the job for you. So it's fast, and there's a lot going on. It's a 2-hour play, but we really keep it. Someone came to see a dress rehearsal yesterday, and they were like, we're already at intermission, so that I think is
super
exciting.
Entertaining.
Yeah, so it like the time goes fast though, and then just some details about it. This so we do, which is why I thought this was amazing with what you just said. The first production that we ever did for Teatro Neplanta, we did in my mother's family house in Sunset Heights, 1201 West Missouri in Sunset Heights. And that's one of the reasons I moved back to El Paso with some family, stuff. My grandmother, God rest her soul, lived a very long life. And so I'm living in that house right now, and it's a large house. And what we're sort of about is bringing the community to us, right? We're doing a show in a room this size with 30 people in it. And so we're really close and really intimate. We want you to be able to feel the emotions coming off of people. We want you to feel the sweat that's coming off of people. And so that's where we originated, and that's where we started kind of creating our brand. And so we are all about bringing theater to the community, right? Making it site specific, making it immersive. If we're going to do a play that takes place in a pawn shop, maybe we'll go do it in a pawn shop, kind of a thing, right? Mm-hmm. So this play specifically, we've done shows at the house. We've done a show at Old Sheepdog. Nice. Their building before they converted it. We've done a show at the Philanthropy Theater at the Plaza. And this show, David Parrish, I don't know if you know who that is. He's a great photographer in town. He's been doing pictures for a long time. He also rents his studio to other photographers in town. I see his studio everywhere in people's pictures. But David Parrish was a student of mine at UTEP a couple of years ago. And he's an adult and he's got a family and everything like that, but he was in my intro to theater class. And we started talking, and David's a community member. And so he was like, hey man, I support the arts. Like if you guys ever need any help with like headshots and stuff. And I was like, dude, I can't afford you. And he was like, I'm helping the arts and stuff like that. So David has been super generous, and he has this studio at Epic Railroad.
Oh,
at the big warehouse at Epic Railroad, right?
Who doesn't love that place?
Yeah. No, it's so cool.
It's gorgeous.
And this play takes place in a place called Hope, which is ironic for the play, but it's supposed to take place in the way he describes it is kind of this rundown warehouse-esque like purgatory.
Perfect.
Right? And so like when I saw this studio, and his studio is beautiful the way he's decorated and stuff like that, but I begged him, and actually he was very, very like, I told him, I was like, just tell me no so I can move on. And he was like, no man, I want to help you out. And so I'm renting the space from him. And so so it's at Epic Railroad Warehouse, right, which is beautiful. 2201 East 2201 East. Oh my gosh. Let me bring this up. Sorry.
No, you're
good. East Mills. Yes, 2201 East Mills. And so when you go there, and this really is important, so if you're watching this, that's great. So the way that Big Warehouse works is there's a lot of things going on at once, right? And so you need to be at the venue before 7:30. It's 7:30.
El Paso.
7:30.
Wake up. No mañana.
Here's the thing, y'all. We have to lock the front doors, and then you go up a set of stairs, and then you go into this other room in the warehouse. If you show up and are banging on that door, we won't even hear you.
You're in the
we
play.
lock the doors at 7:30. So please get there on time. We'll probably hold like 2 or 3 minutes, but like 7:30 is when the show starts. It's a 2-hour play. We want you guys to be able to go out afterward and not be at the theater for all night, right? And so it's up in his studio. It's going to be really exciting. We have tickets on sale right now. We don't have a website yet. I'm still working on it, but we advertise through Instagram, Teatro Neplanta at Instagram. We also have a Facebook page. We're so excited. We have 3 more shows coming up for the rest of the year that are going to be at different venues. We actually have a show that's going up in June that we're actually going to try to like tour around the city, like go to like different locations and stuff.
Awesome.
So we're really trying, and at this moment too, and I'll take your job from you, Anna. You're going to ask me this, but I'm always wanting to collaborate with people in town. Like we're still growing, and I have a couple of my people that really do a lot of projects for me, but it's still sort of just me. And so I'm trying to branch out as much as I can. And I've gotten a lot of my help from people just being kind enough coming to a show, seeing that what we're doing, House of Pizza always like throws me some food when we're doing stuff, which is awesome. Salt and Honey helps us promote stuff. all the places on Mesa let us put up posters and stuff like that. And you know, so we're always looking to collaborate. We're always looking for anybody that wants to volunteer to help us out. We will be nonprofit next semester, and so our next year. And so I know that there's been businesses who have told me, they're like, once you go nonprofit, it's much easier that we can help you and stuff like that. And so we're always looking to collaborate. We're always looking to work with anybody and everybody.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you said you're on social media. Do you have any tips or advice for event planners or future nonprofit runners?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, you know, Hector said it well too. Like, you know, I was just telling, like, even, I don't know, you just putting yourself out there, right? Like putting yourself out there as much as possible, reminding people. I think we consume so much information nowadays, just almost unconsciously, right? I also think, I mean, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I was telling some of the people that are in the show, I was like, if you actually like invite people yourself to an event, like that always, that personalization, like always makes a difference. I would also just say that as someone who's running a business, hire people that know what they're doing. I'm trying to do the best I can, but
yes.
I need, and I know this, to put my focus and energy into directing and doing my job. And when I have to split myself too much to do media, which is not something I have a degree in, not something I've been trained in to do, and so I have been fortunate enough that people have done some media stuff for me pro bono, but I know that can't be all the time. And so like that's actually like one of the first things we're looking to do once we go nonprofit is like hire media people who this is their job. Like this is, I'm talking to people in this room that do this for a living. You do this better than I do. And so like I can't wait to have somebody be like, hey, you know.
Be able to delegate, right? And,
Yes.
and free yourself up to put more time into what you need to, where it needs to be.
Yes.
It needs to be everywhere, but there are certain things that you can go on and hand off and people can work. You need that team, right? If you can, again, tell me the day you're having this play.
Yeah, so we open November 7th,
Okay.
Which is next week. It's 8 days from now. It's a Thursday, and that day, and this is exciting. Every show we do what's called a pay what you can. My tickets are $30 for adults and $20 for students. Once again, we are trying to do theater where we pay the actors. I don't pay them enough. I don't have enough right now, but that's the goal. But we do, at least as far as I know right now, still pay actors the most of anybody else in El Paso. And so we do charge a little bit more for the quality of our productions. But every show that we've ever had, we have a pay what you can night where the cheapest ticket is $10. So if you got $10 and you want to come see this show, we're trying to make it accessible for everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, and not everybody always has $30 to spend on art, and I totally get that. I want it to be open. So we have a soft opening on that Thursday the 7th, and then we have our main opening night on Friday at 7:30, and then we have a 2-show day on Saturday, which my actors are like, because it's an exhausting show, but it's going to be great.
That's how it goes.
Exactly. So we have a show at 2 o'clock and a show at 7:30 on Saturday, and then we close on a matinee on Sunday. And I've had lots of people tell me, they're like, hey, do more matinees, because sometimes nights are just hard for me, or I gotta go to sleep early or something like that, work and stuff. And so we're doing 2 matinees for this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thursday to Sunday.
Plenty of time to buy your tickets, one or multiple of these events or these showings.
Yeah.
You can take the whole family. All you gotta do is get up and go El Paso, and it's gonna be in an awesome location. This place sounds amazing, and
Yeah,
like
it's
I
real
said,
cool.
thought provoking. It's gonna give you everything that you kind of are looking for when you go see a good play, go watch a good show or a good movie, right? Those things, those elements that you look for. This sounds like it's got all of that. So
I try to create like a roller coaster, right? I try to put you on a ride. Like you're going to be a little uncomfortable. You're going to be a little shocked. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry.
have all the feels.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Awesome. Did we cover everything?
Yeah, no, thanks for letting me talk so I appreciate it.
Guys, did we cover everything for you guys? Did you
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah?
We did. The school, I mean, it's going to make a change in the community,
Yes.
you know, starting off. Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
vote.
Go vote.
vote.
Yes. We only have a few more days right now. You have early voting. Who cares? We don't care who you're voting for. Just go and do it. You were telling us a fun fact earlier.
Yeah, in the 70s, women could not get a credit card on their own.
I didn't even know that.
It was voted in the 70s that women could get a credit card.
Very recent, guys.
very recent.
Don't take our rights for granted. You know, go out
Everybody
there.
gets to vote. You have that right.
Exactly. And the world we're living in. You're getting to hear from all over the things that everybody's having to deal with. We're blessed here. So take advantage of these opportunities that are allowed, or we're allowed to have, whatever. I do want to do a sponsor shout out. But also, I want to remind you guys, I do work at Leo Marketing, L-E-O Marketing. We're a local full-service marketing agency here in El Paso, Texas. When you're ready to take your marketing to the next level, I'm here for you. I'd love to help you. We specialize in traditional digital and video production. We have our own video production studio. You gotta come check it out sometime. Oh, okay. And then also video rental equipment company. So if you guys make videos out there, you guys need gear, need crew, we got you covered. Reach out to me. I'd love to help you broker those deals for TV, radio, billboard, print, and online streaming. It does not cost you anything, zero, to use me to broker and negotiate those deals for you. In-house, we can help with traditional, with digital marketing, social media, video production is huge, graphic design, photography, SEO, SEM, those Google ads, event planning, PR, public relations, really everything and anything we can help you with under one roof at Leo Marketing here in Central El Paso. We're not on mañana time, so just keep that in mind. Whatever you need, I got you. If you need help with personal, what is it called, social media influencing, I can help with that too. Just reach out to me. We can set up a featured post. I can go to your event, let people, or your restaurants, whatever it is, let everybody know what to expect when they go. I've been doing this almost 13 years, guys, this December, so I'm here for you. This show is here for you. It's completely free. All you have to do is subscribe. So please help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can take this bad boy live. Real quick, my sponsor shout out. I want to thank Star City Studios for always allowing me a beautiful space to do this show. If you guys have not been here, you need to follow them. You need to come check out their awesome events. The talent they bring here is ridiculous. The talent that we have in the city that come through here and perform for you, most of the time free, not always, and if it does cost, it's very minimal. Take advantage of these things here that we have in El Paso. Bring the whole family, inspire them. Star City Studio Productions. Also, Viva La Mocha, if you need anything printed, they just moved. They're right next to Paradigm in the Kern area. Viva La Mocha is awesome. They have great local, super cool swag, and also if you need anything custom made, they can help you with that as well. El Paso Family Dental, if you guys need any dental work, again, it is a family dental office. I highly recommend them. I broke my retainer. Ugh, that was the worst feeling. You take it off, you're like, ah! And then I'm leaving town that day, the next hour, and it's for a few days. Had I not been leaving town, I could have picked up that replacement retainer that day because they're that badass. But I picked it up Monday and everything's great. I got them back. They're super there for you guys, no matter what it is, for your kids, for an adult, aligners, teeth whitening, serious reconstruction work. They got you covered. Check them out. You can see some amazing work that they do on their page. I also want to mention El Paso Zoo Society. They're over there with Lincoln Dairy. They're doing some amazing work. It's super cool to see the work that they're doing. This dairy has been around forever, and it's just going to get bigger and better. This partnership is excellent, so I want you guys to support that too, please. And one more, Rosa's Cantina. They're a brand new sponsor of ours, so if it's been a while, if you guys have never been, or you're under a rock or something, you have to go. It's such a great place. The food is amazing. They always have live music or karaoke, something cool going on. It is a family establishment. Go check it out and tell them I sent you. Thank you guys so much for going local. Go vote. Anything else, guys? We covered it?
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time. Support local. Go local as much as possible. When you do that, you're supporting local dreams, economy, and the community. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.